What's going on, baseline gamers? It's Spencer, and today we're going over the top 5 lethal equipment within Cold War Zombies. If you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, all the cool nonsense. Speaking of that, Dr. Pancake subscribe to me, Burton Beats, and also New Buddy Gamer. If you subscribe like them, I'll shout you out as well. Plus, I'm not going to throw you in a wood chipper. I don't know, something along those lines, but just do it anyway, alright? Only cool people do it, I guess. But other than that, gamers, let's get it. So starting us off, the worst one in Cold War Zombies has got to be the C4. Now, don't get me wrong, this thing used to be good, and it's still, like, alright. Like, it's not terrible, but after a while, it just starts to just drop off, and it doesn't do as much damage. And the main problem I have with this overall is just it kills you. Even if you're not even near it, you'll always take damage from it, and there's no PhD flopper in the game. So, I mean, what can you do if you have low health or no armor, and you just accidentally throw any of these things on the higher rounds when the zombies are doing, like, what, 75 damage per hit? You're probably going to kill yourself, so it's not ideal that you use these in the slightest. I mean, they're good for damage, but you're going to kill yourself half the time using them. Like, I originally have liked them before, but they're just not good. Plus, they cost a little bit extra than everything else in the game in terms of the lethal equipment. So, like, why even use them at that point? Because you're going to be spending more to get them, and they don't drop as much. They're rare, like, commodities in the game or something like that. I don't even know these things, but they just take, you can only have 3 as well, so it's not all necessarily that good. A lot of damage, but main problem, you're going to be killing yourself half the time. Fourth on this list is going to be the Tomahawk. Now, I know a couple of you guys are going to be thinking, why the hell would you ever want to use the Tomahawk over C4? 1 or 2 reasons only, okay? Tomahawks, infinite damage, no matter what. So you can always get kills with them. So if you run out of ammo, you're not completely toast if you got a couple of these. You can carry more of these than C4. And also, they are way cheaper than C4. I think about like 100 salvage cheaper. So, you can buy 5 of them. So you're saving yourself about 500 low-grade salvage. Which isn't like, if you're on a high round, it doesn't matter too much. But, hey, the Tomahawks, I mean, they're retrievable. They're actually pretty fun to use also. I know that sounds really weird, but they're actually, I feel really cool using these things. And no matter where you hit the zombie, you're always going to be killing them. Like, it's always just going to be a one-hit kill overall. So if you have good aim, you can use the Tomahawks, or if you're used to using throwing knives for multiplayer, hey, I mean, this is your guy. Just don't die using them, because I'm bad. Another cool reason I actually use these as well is you can get penetrating kills, which is so crazy because snipers can't even do this in Cold War Zombies. But hey, you can do them with a Tomahawk, I guess. And I don't know why, but even like if you have insta kill as well, they can go through more zombies, about 3 or 4, which is a little bit cooler. But they're not exactly the best, hence why they're number 4. But I would definitely say these are the most unique out of all the lethal equipment that you do get in Cold War Zombies. And overall, they're cheap, really fun, really good to use, and I mean, hey, infinite damage. They even work with Ring of Fire as well. It's pretty good. I like them. Really good pick. Let's get to number 3. Now, for our number 3 spot, it's got to be the Frag Grenade. I mean, this is just the most, average, I would say. It's not bad, but it's not terrible. It's not great. But it kind of acts sort of like a C4. You can, cook it. Everyone knows what a Frag Grenade does. It can do a lot of damage, but you do have to be careful because of splash damage. It's a little bit more than, say, like a Semtex, but a little bit less than, say, a C4. Plus, you can also kill yourself holding these things. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but I've killed myself so many times with these grenades. I don't know why. They have a pretty big radius. It's really nice, and also they only cost, I think it's 150 or 200 low grade salvage, which isn't too bad, and they drop quite a bit. They really do. And like, you can just kill yourself by holding these bad boys for just 4 seconds. It used to be 4.5, but I never remember, and I always kill myself. And you'll see again. I'm just bad with frag grenades, but hey, overall they do a pretty good amount of damage. With insta kills are actually really fun because they could do a lot of damage with the shrapnel effect. It's pretty cool. I wish they would add like more of a grenade perk or a lethal perk, if that makes sense, and make these just a little bit better. But hey, they come in quite a bit, and also they're fairly cheap. So on that, gamers, let's get into number 2. Our second on this is going to be the Molotov, and this actually, it used to be my number 1, to be genuinely honest, but it changed, things changed a little bit, and now it's only number 2, and it's really good. It has a lot of radius, a little bit more than I would say any of the other ones, because it's literally on the ground. The zombies step in it, and also you can plan these to just sit in a set location. So like if you say you just like throw a frag grenade, it's gonna bounce around a little bit, and even a Tomahawk will, but things like the C4 or Molotov and Semtex, you know, they're going to be able to just stay in a remote spot. But this one lasts the longest, I would say. You can also activate it with Ring of Fire and do more damage on top of that, and it acts more of as an insta-kill. The zombies just walk into it and they'll do instant damage. And it works against bosses as well. And it'll kill them really quickly, which is a really great thing about this lethal equipment. It is overall a little bit more expensive than the other ones, a little bit cheaper than the C4. But hey, let's get into the number 1 spot. Woo! Easily, it is a Semtex. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that when it comes to this, the Semtex overall is just the best. Literally, it outclasses everything. It's one of the cheaper ones. It also has a ton of range. It doesn't bounce around, and it does a ton of damage, which is really nice. And it's really fun to use also. It drops quite a bit. It's not exactly going to drop every single time, like say like a Frag grenade or Tomahawk, but it's just right smack down the middle, and it allows for it to be an actual really good lethal equipment. Another great thing about it too is you can carry 5 rather than 3 like the C4, and it sort of acts like a C4, just kind of like activates by itself, and it doesn't have the terrible radius that'll kill you, which is really nice. I know you might be thinking like, wouldn't you just want more radius? But hey, at the end of the day, you're probably gonna be killing yourself if you have a giant radius, just like, you know, the C4, which, you know, I kill myself half the time using it. Probably a couple of you out there too literally just know how bad it is and why the Semtex is great. Overall, it's got to be the best one, and personally my favorite. A lot of fun to use as well. But hey gamers, if you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, all that cool nonsense. And yeah, you made it this far, you deserve cooking. I love you. But other than that gamers, see you guys in the next one.